Hi everyone! Today we're going to start on the next card, card number 2 in the My Meadows Card to Go kit. We have 3 cards in this kit. We've done a video already for card number 1, and some of you have your card kits and some of you are waiting on them. And if you haven't, please let me know if you want one. I have the paper for the 3 cards, the paper and all the supplies you'll need, and if you would like, I can also bundle the stamp set with that. So if you haven't already gotten it or asked for it, let me know and I can make sure you get one of those. But what are we up to today? Let's take a look. Okay, so this is our card for today. This is our second card. We have our lovely little bridge, some grass, trees, and flowers. Just as a refresher, remember this is our first card that we've done already. And this will be our third card that we'll do next. So for today's card, you will receive a soft suede card base, a soft seafoam, 2 soft seafoam maps, one for the outside and one for the inside, a whisper white piece for our pretty stamped scene. You will receive the bow and the 2 little punches for our sentiment. So let's get started. Now remember I've chosen a color palette for these. We're going to use the Seaside Spray, the Mossy Meadow for our dark grass, the soft seafoam for our lighter grass, the Rococo Rose for our flowers, and the soft suede for the trees and the bridge. Okay, so the first thing I feel like I want to stamp would be my water. I feel like I need to stamp my water so I can place my bridge where it goes. So let me get out my Seaside Spray. Set this aside a little bit. And I also, because these are the photopolymer, I want you to know that I am using the foam mat to stamp on. It just gives me a little extra insurance that I'm going to have a good image, a better image. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap on my Seaside Spray. Check that. And then make sure I've got it oriented the correct way. Oops, I actually don't even have the right size. So hang on a minute and let me trim this piece of paper. Sorry about that. I evidently had a piece of paper from our other card. So yes, this matches. This is 3 3/4 by 3. And I was confused because the other one is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. But today we're using the 3 3/4 by 3. We're going to stamp on our mat, and this will be my stream. Now remember, before in the last one I used it as a path, but today I'm going to be using it as a stream, and I'm going to bring it pretty well down to the bottom of my white. I'm going to touch it down and just hold it for a second to let it transfer and pick it back up. Now I want to show you something. Look at this. I have all this little mess up here on my block. I believe you can see that little mess right there. Notice that it didn't transfer to my paper because I didn't touch it down and rock it. If you touch it down and rock it like that, you are going to get that mess on your paper. But I didn't do that, so I was saved. So I'm going to wipe that off. Normally, if I'd noticed that ahead of time, I probably would have wiped it off. And now, just to be sure, I'm going to turn my paper over because I don't want that on there. You can see this paper's been well used. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to put my bridge over my stream. So I'm going to get out my soft seafoam, or not my soft, so my soft suede. And I'm going to tap, tap, tap my bridge. And I do have some mess on my block. I'll go ahead and wipe it off because I evidently tapped too hard. If I tap lightly, I won't get that mess on my block. So I'm going to just lay my bridge over my stream and press it just lightly, making sure it makes contact the whole stamp makes contact with the paper. Give it a second to transfer. Lovely. You notice how I love these what they call distinctive, how they're shaded. So they take into account the shading. It's not just a flat image. Okay, I will clean off my bridge. And I may as well go ahead and start to build some of my... let's do the grass. Sorry, let's do the grass next. Makes more sense to do our grass with our soft seafoam before we start building our trees on top of nothing. So here's the soft seafoam. And I'm just using this tiny little strip. I mean, you could use really any of the strips that, several of them could be used as grass. And this is the one we used last time. But I feel like this one's going to give me more control to fill in around this bridge. So I'm just using the small one because I pretty much want to have some grass right up to the edge of my bridge. And I know that I'm going to have to stamp this multiple times to fill it in. I didn't really get a good image there. And it's okay, I can stamp right over top of it. I think that's the part where it's supposed to be pretty light. So that'll be fun. Okay, and then I want to keep filling it in closer to the stream. Because my water goes up, my grass goes up to the stream. Touch it, let it transfer. Go ahead and keep it close to my stream. I'm just going to fill in these little bits. Oh, look what I did. Oh, I'll put something over that. Got something on my stamp too, so I'll wipe it off. It's not really going to matter if this isn't absolute perfect because we're not done yet. Okay, so now I will start adding in my trees. So I'm just using the single tree. And I don't know how many I'll fit on here, given that I may or may not be in the exact same place as I was with the other one. But let's see what we get. A tree. And then I want to stamp it a second time, a little further away. And then I will, I think... No, I don't really feel like I can get another one on there. But I will use this opportunity to cover up my little boo-boos with trees. So I'll put more trees over here. I'm going to stamp again. So there's going to be, this one's just going to be a little different than the other one. Okay. So now I have the opportunity to put leaves on top of my little splodges there, which is awesome. See, there's always a way. Don't worry about it if it's not exactly perfect, because there's always a way. So let's find my little leaves here. And for the leaves, I'm going to use these little dots again, just like I used before. And I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow just to contrast the soft seafoam. And I got my finger in the ink pad. I'm at risk of making another little splodge. So let's give it some leaves and then stamp off a little bit. And I do it again and stamp off. Just so we have a nice little cluster of leaves. Okay, here I'm going to cover up my little boo-boos. So here we go. I got to get my leaves up there. They're gone. Isn't that awesome? Okay. There we go. Whoever knew that I might have had a little boo-boo on there. Just covered it up with leaves. Oh, we're going to need this. We're going to still need our Mossy Meadow because we're going to put a couple little clusters of this thicker grass. And one we'll put down here kind of low. And we'll put another one. Let's just put it right there. And I don't know that I need any more, so we'll just leave that be for now. If I do need more, I can come back and add more. And then I want to put some of these little grasses in. And I kind of like the idea of these little grasses being right along this stream. I think I want to turn them this way. And I'm just stamping a few times. I'm just stamping it down once and then moving it to get some variation. Maybe even a little bit over here. Okay, so we have some lovely little grasses. And then I'm going to bring in some flowers with my Rococo Rose, just to give it that little pop of color. I'm going to add my flowers on these guys. There we go. Everything's not exactly where it was in the first one, but that's okay. Giving us a chance to be creative. Now I think the only thing I really need to add on here now is my clouds. So let me bring in my Seaside spray, which I just love this color, and it seems to work so pretty for the clouds and the water. So I'm going to use a few big clouds, and I know that I'm going to end up with this somewhere around here. So I'm just kind of laying that there as a placeholder. And it's okay if it covers up my cloud a little bit, but I'll put a cloud here. And then I'll put another larger cloud here. And then I've got my little itty bitty baby cloud. Where might I want it? I'm thinking. Ink it up. Don't really think I'll cram it in there. Actually, I don't really think I have room for it, so I'm not going to use my baby cloud today. I'm just going to use that. Now, I also have, if you'll notice, my background is stamped. So I'm going to grab my big cloud and maybe my little cloud, we'll just see. And just start stamping my background. You can even stamp it off the time. Just have fun with it. And I don't think I'll need anything right there because that's where my paper will go. So we have our background. And for now, I'm going to close up this ink pad to keep myself from getting into it and just put this over top. My blank glue out. Make sure my fingers are clean. And lay this right down over here, pretty close to the bottom. I can use my clean piece of paper to push that down. And then I'm going to need this, but I'm going to need to stamp my sentiment. And because this set doesn't come with sentiments, again, I'm just using the well-written stamp set. I'm going to choose 3 words from it that say, sending happy thoughts. Okay. So here they are. And let me find a block to put those on. Here we go. Now this one's just a little tricky because we have to make sure we This is not just one sentiment. I'm building my sentiment out of 3 different words. So I have to be a little bit careful in trying to get it all straight and lined up the way that I want it. And it may not be perfect. Don't have real high expectations of perfection, just of getting my message across. So I'm going to start my sending up here at the top. I'm just trying to get it straight. I'm trying to get a good image. That'll do. Okay. And then I'm going to get my happy in there. So I'm just being careful to line it up. I do like these blocks with lines on them because it helps me line them up straight. And then with these being the red rubber stamps, you really can't see through them. So you kind of just have to guess a little bit on where your happy needs to be. So we're just going to guess right there. Touch it down, hold it for a second, and pick it up. Well, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Put this away. And again, take care to line your stamps up straight on your block. I do really prefer these ones with the lines. And I'm using the lines to help me be straight. And then I'm just really kind of guessing how close I need to put the thoughts to the happy. So we'll see how I did in just a second. That'll do. I'm happy. It's not one verse on one stamp that's perfectly placed for us. We have to work a little bit to get that one. But that one will work. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down to my card. Right there. Looks pretty good to me. And then, because I love dimensionals, I'm going to grab a few dimensionals. But the first thing I'll do is get me a glue dot. I'll put right about there. I'm just going to press my paper down to and see how it transfers. Just press your paper onto the glue dot and it will pick up. And then I'm going to use my lovely little loopy bow and just put the knot of it right there on that glue dot and pull it up. And I can even trim it off because I see I have, and you probably will too, have a little bit of stuff that's too long on the tails. I'm just trimming the tails. And now I'm going to get my dimensionals. And I do want it to be sturdy, so I am going to use multiple dimensionals. And these little bits lay all over my house. I find them everywhere. Having trouble getting that one off. Got it. Gotcha. Okay. And you see how these are the Label Me Lovely and Label Me Fancy punch sets, and they really are designed perfectly just to lay one on top of the other. So that's what I'm going to do. Stampin' Up! Has done that work for me, and that's what I'm going to do. And now glue this to my card front. And make sure it opens the right way. Okay, yoo-hoo. Got it. Okay, and now all we have to do is the inside. So we've got the, we will not forget our embellishments. Okay, we'll do those in just a moment. But let's stamp our inside and put it on. And I have some clouds and I have some flowers inside. And it looks like I have used the little and the big clouds, but you use whatever you want, whatever you have. So I will get my Seaside spray out. Get my paper lined up on my mat again. And I'm really just putting them wherever I feel like it. I will go ahead and get my little one out this time since I didn't use it last time. Put it there. I'll get some grass out. Put myself some soft seafoam grass down at the bottom. It looks like I just however much I need to give myself a base for some flowers. Do a couple of rows. Okay, put that away, and let's get my mossy meadow out for my flowers. And we just did like 3 little batches of flowers. So 1, do whatever you want. I'm just going to offset them a little bit. And put some Rococo rose blossoms on them. Okay, just whatever looks good. Okay. And now, adhere that to my mat. Oh, let's close that. I'm really bad about getting into them if they're left open. Okay, got it on the mat. Put it on the card. And there we have card 2 finished. Ooh, nope, sorry, not finished. Sorry, amendment, not finished. So what I want to do is I want to add these sequins. Now, when I first got these sequins, I didn't really like them because if you just try to pick them off with your finger, you won't get the glue dot that holds them. But I have found that this little spatula from the Take Your Pick tool is really awesome in getting these off. You get the glue dot that goes with them, and then just put them wherever you want them on your card. I really have now decided, after playing with them, that I do love them. Let's see. Put one about there, and just scoop it up. Just scoop it up with the Take Your Pick tool, or maybe you have something else that you can scoop it up. But I did find that if I just picked it off with my finger, that I missed the glue dot. I just got the sequin and I had to glue them down. But, oh, that's just so pretty to me to have those on there. So I will be getting some more of those. And some of those are coming in your card kits. You will get these in your card kits. So there is our card 2. All finished. Not the same, but this card is an opportunity to draw your own scene. So, card 2, stay tuned for card 3. So I hope you like card 2, and I hope you're looking forward to card 3. And I just want to give you a heads up. Our next cards to go, take a look at your annual catalog that you should have gotten in the mail. If you haven't gotten it, please let me know. But take a look at the pretty paper on page 11. I think it's called Flowers for Every Season. And take a look at the stamp set on page 13. It's got sunflowers in it. It's got stamped sunflowers and die-cut sunflowers. That's what we're going to be using for next time. If you're interested, it'll be the same thing. 3 cards to go, 2 each of each design. You can, if you wish, bundle the stamp set with it. And I want to give you an opportunity, if you're interested in this, to let me know ahead of time so I can get those, so we can get those, whether you want to order them or you want me to order them for you. But so you can have that stamp set on time when I'm about ready to do the videos, when I have the designs. So until next time, I'll be back real soon with card number 3. Y'all take care and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.